welcome back to the show. It's I Quit My Band. How's everyone doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm okay.
How are the hosts doing tonight?
Dude up, dude.
I'm
We
back.
are-
I'm back in the wicker, dude.
JJ's back. We are doing the do. Thank you everyone for being here, and we've passed the point of Classics Month.
Yeah.
Finally.
Thank God.
I mean, that was
That was a trail of tears.
what a
bro.
wild ride that
We're
was.
back to save the show.
Yeah.
Where we finally get to save the show now. I mean, what did we do in Classics Month? We covered
Back in Black.
What- Back in
Paranoid,
Black, Paranoid.
Rated R. And
What's the Story,
I
Morning
almost
Glory.
said Don't Look Back in Anger,
Yeah.
but yes.
And Back in Black was on Patreon with our friend Bobcat Ron.
Mm-hmm.
And what an adventure that was to have a guest on, our third guest ever on the show.
Maybe our last.
Maybe our last. We had to paywall him. Go check that out on Patreon. And go check us out on, go check out those other classic reviews because
No one
Yikes.
else did. That was rough.
Yeah, it was rough. The Oasis one in particular, if you want to juice those numbers for us, go
yeah.
check that out. Go watch me and Evan just talk about an album.
In like a big, like huge magnetic space in the middle that's empty.
Yeah, you're empty.
I know you were feeling good when you saw
Yeah.
them views. You're like, they need me.
so
Well,
bad.
no, seriously, when I pull up the video to edit it, I see the frame, and I wasn't expecting the whole ass chair not to be there.
The chair wasn't even
It was
here.
nothing. It was
Letting it be
vacant.
known.
Yeah.
He's not
yeah.
here.
He's not here.
We said
He was
you
never
died.
here.
Yeah.
We said you died on the show.
Yeah,
Or
I-
you got repossessed by Levin Furniture.
He gives it a once over when we're doing that.
I fought back against that, and I'm proud to say that I came out the other side unscathed.
Levin Furniture just took you and that chair just at the same time.
I do work for Levin now as like a repayment type situation.
Sort of a Bruno Mars situation.
Got a residency at Levin Furniture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got in deep with FanDuel. And,
Yeah, we call it a residency when I unload the truck every
Yeah,
night.
that's
It's
my
a residency.
residency.
Yeah.
I also sleep there
Yeah.
forever.
I was gonna say something stupid, but never mind. So yeah, we're back to we're returning to our former glory today. And I Quit My Band, and I'm very excited about it. We got enough new tracks and album announcements that we can finally have a good tracks episode, just
Thank
like
God.
old times, just like when we started,
Just
boys.
like God intended.
Dropping the needle, hanging.
We're dropping that needle, and there's been a lot of album announcements and a lot of good songs dropped, a lot of bad songs dropped. I feel like we got both of them in the queue, ready to be I Quit My Band.
Id.
Band.
Did you?
You're about to get IQMB.
I
Damn.
was like, for some reason in my head, I was like, I Quit My Band. Makes sense, but it already ends in ND, and I was
Oh.
like, okay,
Brother,
let's hook it up. These songs are they're ready to get IQMB'd.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's our new thing
can't
for
make that a
2025. Are you ready to go? Are we ready
Yeah.
to do it? All right. Well, let's get ready. It's I Quit My Band. First song in the playlist. This is one of my picks.
Let's double get it on.
Let's double get it on. I'm really pumped about this one. This is Viagra Boys' new song, Man Made of Meat. They have a new album coming out in April called Viagra Boys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Viagra Boys.
it's Viagra
but
Boys.
the A is over.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fucked it up for some reason. But yeah, I was really excited about this. I was just thinking the other day, like, if I'm ever in the gym, I listen to probably only Viagra Boys songs. Like, Ain't No Thief is just it's
so
just so
fucking
good. So I was wondering the other day, I'm like, it's probably about time they put out a new record. So I'm like, it's coming right on time. This song is classic Viagra Boys, but it's not as intense as usual. I feel like it definitely doesn't have the intensity and like yelling, and just tone and loudness of something like Ain't No Thief or anything that was off of Cave World, I think. But this almost has more of a post-punk vibe. Reminds me a little bit of Beck. Reminds me a lot of that band Yard Act.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff that came off of their new album kind of reminds me of this. But I love this song. I mean, I love the fact that it's still like it still feels chill, but like you want to yell the lyrics of it. Like the lyrics are so funny. Classic Viagra Boys. I think they always have a sense of humor in their lyrics, and they kind of hit the nail on the head. Where Cave World, they were trying to kind of make a point with stuff. I feel like this one, they're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, well, there's still like a point to be made of just like how fucked up everything is, basically.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Viagra Boys have been doing the thing that I wish all post-punk bands would do at this point, and just write better tunes.
Yeah.
And they just keep writing better tunes. Like you start with something like Sports, which is really fun and really good, but then like you get to like Ain't Nice. Oh, that's a better tune. And then the stuff off Cave World, like Punk Rock Loser.
Yeah.
And this is like as poppy and like they're like really threading the needle of poppy and cool about as good as you could hope for.
Yeah. They really just hit the scumbag nail on the head.
I mean, the first verse has a belch in it.
It's
like
in a factory overseas.
And
it's so
like,
funny.
The whole entire genre is basically about how disaffected and not give a fuck as you can be. And it's like, there's no bigger flex than just belching midway through this thing. Unless you find out that they like recorded that belch like 37 times to get the right
we
belch.
gotta get that belch.
It's like Phil
be
Spector
sick.
has him at gunpoint. Just like,
you're gonna get this belch. It's gonna be right.
I've never, like, you guys both love Viagra Boys a lot, and I've never really hopped on the hype train before. I'm not, like, against it. I'm not, like, I don't dislike the band at all. I've just never really gotten it yet. But I feel like with this album, maybe I'll give it a try, because I'm sure we'll review it. So
we're gonna have to review it.
Yeah.
That's
So,
gonna be a must.
I'll be there for it.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind the song.
I like the song. I feel like they just always put out just a banger of a single, just every single time.
yeah.
It's always good.
Ain't No Thief is one of my favorite songs of like the past 10 years.
I mean, it's just, if there's nothing, like, if you can't get jacked up, if nothing's really doing it for you, you put that one. It's like cocaine.
It
song.
is.
You're just like, ooh.
It's like the energy's so good, and then the lyrics never
best.
like don't make me laugh.
Yeah. The lyrics on this one make me laugh a lot. I mean, we got a Chandler Bing shout out.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Shout out. Or
I mean, it's more Matthew Perry dying in a hot tub, but he calls him Chandler Bing.
Calls him Chandler Bing. Says that the show that he was on was Tub Girls.
Tub Girls.
Then you got the Fred Durst hot dog flavored water.
Yeah.
You got the Mom AI.
The Mom OnlyFans.
OnlyFans with the floppy giblets. I mean, it's just.
And then I just love the lyric, if it was the 1970s, I'd have a job in a factory. Because I feel like that a lot of the time, too. I'm like, what the fuck? I should be swinging a hammer. You know what I mean?
I would
should
love
have
to
a
fucking
construction-
swing a hammer.
I know. It'd be awesome.
Anything with a sense of purpose. Like, at least
Yeah.
if I'm like a drone standing
Yeah.
at an assembly line, I get to see a bumper go at the
Yeah.
end. Of
Yeah.
it. Like, I
Yeah.
guess I did do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there it is.
Yeah.
Instead, I just sit behind a computer and feel
Yeah.
anxious all day.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like, I need something for Instagram. It's not sized right. Let's move on.
Now
That's
they do
me.
landscape and portrait now. We're no more squares.
Instagram's changed their grid structure.
God. Yeah, yeah. I would rather be
Instagram-
mauled in a
Dude,
factory than
right.
fucking have to deal with the shit I have to
You
do.
gotta
Instagram's-
post things in 3:4 ratio now.
Instagram is
Fuck
integrating AI
off.
chat features, so we're gonna need to get on that.
Just kill yourself.
Okay. That's Man Made of Meat by the Viagra Boys. Their new album, Viagra Boys, is coming out April 25th, I believe. So, yeah, we'll be covering those singles. I can't wait. It's awesome.
Be sucking off the Viagra Boys' teat.
We'll be sucking them off
Off
so
their
hard.
floppy giblets.
Off those
dude.
floppy giblets. Yeah. Let's move on to the next track.
This is my first pick. This is The Darkness with Rock and Roll Party Cowboy. Fellow podcaster Justin
Yeah,
Hawkins.
shout out Justin Hawkins.
Just
Yeah.
another brother of the pod, dude.
Yeah.
He's a pod brother.
Brother in arms.
The pod father, Justin Hawkins.
And The Darkness, I haven't really checked in with them since I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Right.
Maybe one of the funnest rock songs
Yep.
of the 2000s. And this is one of the worst piles of dog shit I've ever heard. Maybe in my entire life.
I think so too.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's like the most stock, like Jack Black School of Rock rock riff.
I'm surprised Jack Black isn't featured on this.
No, that guy that has teamed up with the AJ and Big Justice with the goofy head that
the
wants to be Jack
Black kid. Yeah,
that guy. That guy should be on.
Adam and the Metal Hawks.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
You
I
know
can't
their
remember
name.
the thing that they did. But
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean this song.
I mean the lyrics are like
It's
just him naming things that are hanging on the walls at a like Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah, it's insulting to
like
listen.
leather jacket.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah. It's like fuck you,
Roy
man.
Orbison's hairpiece. You know, just like it's nothing. And then the fucking chorus is
Roy Orbison's hairpiece.
yeah, rock and roll party cowboy. I ain't gonna read no Tolstoy.
Yeah.
And it's like you could stop that sentence at read.
Yeah.
And it would be more accurate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, anyone that wrote these lyrics, I don't think would know who Tolstoy was.
I can't read.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't read no Tolstoy or menus or signs.
I ain't ever gonna read no Dr. Seuss.
I can't fucking read. I never have been able to.
Yeah, and it's like the thing that made that song so awesome is they took like all that retro rock stuff and were able to like distill it down to like just pop perfection.
Yeah.
And like they were in on the joke. Like, hey, doesn't
Right.
this sound like Queen, but it's the best song you've ever heard.
Right.
Yeah.
And this just feels so lazy in comparison.
I mean, this is the definition of laziness. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing going on here. Like, there's no lyrics that offer anything that you should read into. I mean, they know it's dumb, but like, it's dumb. Like, it's not funny at this
It's
point.
not-
It feels like I'm being like slapped in the face.
It's not haha dumb. It's like ugh.
It's like
Dumb.
it's like, you know, when someone like says something kind of condescending to you, and you're like, I don't know if that was.
Is this song
Kinda
an
fucked up.
insult to me personally?
It's like, I like rock music.
I don't
but
mind
I'm not a
Tolstoy,
fucking idiot.
huh?
You know, I'm not an actual moron, which you clearly think I am for listening.
Well, I
anybody.
think.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that. A lot of people that do soak this stuff up may be idiots.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, perhaps. I
Yeah.
mean, this is
Say that.
definitely like Bobcat Ron,
Yeah, I
Riv
feel like
Fest territory.
I was gonna say Bobcat Ron might appreciate this song.
Yeah. Sorry, Bobcat.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think there's a line at the end where it says he says something like I destroy the things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And like that's the only thing I could just maybe consider as poetic, because I don't enjoy rock music after hearing this song.
Yeah, it does feel like it's like a sleeper cell to come in and like destroy it like a cancer.
Yeah.
Well, and I like that was that idea of like that ridiculous over the top rock and roll thing was novel when School of Rock came out. But at this point, if you're doing that, you must hate rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justin Hawkins must just think everyone's stupid. I mean, he does too, just based off of his podcast. He does think people are stupid. Just
I've never watched.
with his thumbnails, and I mean, we've talked about it before.
yeah. They're like,
It's just like, what in the world did Green Day do? Oh my god! And like the title will just be like, does Green Day suck now? And then you read it, and how you watch it, and he just listened to a Green Day song. He's like, oh, it's brilliant.
What in
He
the
just picks.
world
He
did
literally.
Green Day
His
do?
podcast is literally him listening to a song, picking up an acoustic guitar, and learning how to play it. Like while he's just like half listening to it, he's just like, I think he's going to A.
I know what they do there.
It's brilliant.
It's an F minor.
yeah, I do, now come to think of it, I have seen clips of it, and every one is just like, is this the worst song ever
Yeah.
made? And he's like, no, it's actually great.
It's actually amazing. It's brilliant.
Did I bait you to click on this?
Yeah, he's a clickbait asshole. I used to like.
That's what you do.
I think I always thought of The Darkness as like. I don't know. I mean, I guess since I didn't check out really anything else they did besides I Believe in a Thing Called Love, I guess I always just kind of thought of them as like funny, cool, you know, for my whole life. And then when he started the podcast, I was like, oh, he's cool, fun. And I remember seeing those titles and stuff and being like, he's actually fucking sticking it to people. And then I would watch and be like, he's never done any such
No,
sort.
the only
he
one.
could start with this song.
The only one doing that is Pat Finnerty, dude.
Yeah,
I've sent
I
you
mean-
guys that guy's videos before.
I
He
mean-
just talked about the Lonely Road song. for an hour.
I mean, and us.
That seems like a
And-
lot.
and us.
A long time
That's
to talk
all-
about
yeah.
the
He
Love
analyzed
song.
it in much depth. It was hilarious.
I mean, that guy and us.
And
I mean,
us.
we're saving rock and roll.
Yeah.
by
From
calling-
Justin Hawkins.
We're saving rock and roll by calling it shitty week after week. Putting
Except
it in
for
the-
Oasis, Black and
Yeah.
Black, and
Black and
Black
Black.
and Black.
Black and black.
Black and
dude.
Black. Yeah. All right, that's Rock and Roll Party Cowboy by The Darkness.
The darkness, more like the sharpness.
There it
That's
is,
sure.
dude.
That's good. JJ is back.
I'm back.
He is back.
Dreams on Toast by The Darkness comes out March 28th.
Is that the name of the album?
Dreams on Toast.
Dreams on Toast. Dreams on Toast. It's brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
If that's a
Dreams
slow
on-
week, we'll be reviewing it.
So I cannot wait to hear
Let's
Dreams
check out
on
Dreams
Toast.
on Toast by The Sharpness.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
JJ, one of yours.
Yeah, this is my first pick. This is a cover song, actually. This is Blinding Lights by Smash Mouth.
It has a
if
little
you're
bit of an intro. There we
If
go.
you're familiar with the Weeknd song that was on every commercial ever, and probably only came out a couple years ago. Smash Mouth is like,
Yeah.
let's hop on that.
Yeah.
And didn't the lead singer die?
Steve Harwell, R.I.P.
Steve Harwell
R.I.P..
did pass away, and
He died.
I forgot after.
So what's
hearing
funny
this.
is that they found a guy that's just as goofy sounding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I was more floored by, because I haven't heard any post Harwell era Smash Mouth.
I believe we did cover.
VHS.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Post Harwell smash.
Yeah, VHS.
Yeah, Mark II.
Yeah.
And they found a guy that sounds like a 58-year-old Steve Harwell. Like, they didn't go back and find, like, a young guy. They found, like, an age-appropriate
We want to find
Harwell.
where Steve Harwell would be now.
The audition process was like, can you sing us that "It Ain't No Joke"? Come on. And we all could have passed. Because any guy can do that.
It ain't
It ain't no joke.
Yeah, where was my audition, dude?
I know.
you
Could've
you
did that,
you missed
yeah.
the call. But yeah, he's singing the "I'm blinded by the lights."
It's you know what it sounds like? It sounds like those
Jumping on the
dudes.
junk.
It's those dudes that are on TikTok
Yeah.
that they make punk rock versions of all the pop songs.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're
you
called like
duetted
punk-
one of those.
I did, yeah. The Punk Rock Factory guys, yeah.
Yeah.
One guy said I looked like the singer, and I was like,
yeah.
"Shut the fuck,
Yikes.
Band.
never again."
Blocked.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this isn't good. Nobody needed this. But if you're Smash Mouth, what do you have these days? You don't have the juice, and that was Hartwell. Who was it? Is it Hartwell or
Harwell.
Harwell.
No T.
To
The
me,
Shrek's franchise
right.
is on ice.
Yeah,
so
the
you
Shrek
know,
franchise is on ice. They don't need any more tunes.
Justin Timberlake took over Trolls.
Yeah.
So
He
So
swooped right the
he
fuck
swooped-
in.
there
dude.
was no questions asked.
the
They
market
didn't
is kind of dry for guys
Yeah.
like this, so they go to the next place, which isn't writing original songs, but it's covering songs that just came out and were hugely commercially popular.
even- Yeah,
Yeah, it's an odd move because
Weird.
it does feel like YouTuber level stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like you have All Star.
yeah.
You
don't
You know,
need
like
to do anything
like
else.
if you put together like a C- song, I feel like you could get back out on the road and get a bunch of people that want to hear All Star.
All-Star,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I
And
know the
It
last
Ain't
time
No
that I,
Joke. You could
yeah,
do
that
one
one too. But the last time I saw them, they were playing at like a free bread festival.
Yeah, I remember the
And
free
being-
bread. Yeah,
and
What?
being mocked horribly.
That doesn't sound real. A free
Yeah, it was-
bread festival?
I mean, it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But like they were playing at like a town festival for that based around bread. And like they're playing like the opening lick to All Star, and somebody hits Steve Harwell with bread, and he just
Yeah.
goes, "If somebody else throws another piece of fucking bread up here, I'm gonna kill you." And then he like goes into the crowd and he's like walking around, and the band's just still playing the opening chords
Yeah.
to All Star, and he's like, "Was it you? Was it you?" And then after about 5 minutes of that, he's just like, "Somebody wants."
Yeah, he's
I'm
like,
like,
"All right."
perfectly.
You know,
Show must go on.
they have that song that's the Monkees cover, too. And then I saw her face!
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's Shrek.
Yeah, that's
Didn't they cover another older song too?
I think so. I don't
Why
know.
Can't We Be Friends?
Did they do that?
Yeah, they also.
I think
did
that's
that.
what they would do. Is like pick a classic, get the
I
Smash
mean,
Mouth Boys in the
that's-
booth.
yeah.
Maybe this could be a Shrek tie-in we don't know about yet.
I
Yeah.
was trying to look
Shrek
up.
7's coming out in 2025.
I was trying to look up if this was maybe a posthumous release with Steve Harwell because it sounded so
Just
much
like
like
No,
him.
I think no.
Did they kick him out before he died? I think they
Yeah.
may
I
have.
I think they did.
It
think
was
they
a
did.
Harwell impression. That
He
this
had.
guy's doing.
I think he had some issues. I think he did some stuff on stage. Did some Elon Musk signaling.
He
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think he
Oh,
did. Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I knew that. I think he ended up dying of like alcoholism.
I think he did.
Something
yeah.
related.
He
to
was
alcoholism.
majorly in denial of like the joke that his band was too.
Was he?
Yeah,
He was like
the-
pissed off.
He was
about
pissed
Pissed off
about
about it.
like whereas like
We brought back swing.
it. Yeah, it's like, dude, you cashed the Shrek check.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, the
over.
check had the ears on it. It was green. You got
Dan
there are
Schneider
consequences to the
presented
Shrek
to-
check.
Yeah.
the like where there's guys like Kroger that take it in stride.
Yeah.
Harwell went the other
Yeah.
direction.
No,
and was
he wanted no
pissed.
part of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Makes sense. I mean,
Those lessons
It ain't no joke.
it ain't no
It ain't no
joke.
joke, and,
Our band ain't no joke.
Is that song "Walking on the Sun"?
Mine is
Mommy walking on the sun.
Yeah,
That's
a
the
great
best
song.
song.
That guitar tone is sick, or
Yeah.
whatever that
It's like an organ. Yeah.
It's so sick.
I had that CD, dude. Astro Lounge.
Astro
Is there like a
Astro
picture of a
Lounge.
car on the front?
No, it was like a lounge,
In
but
space,
in
dude.
space. Yeah, dude.
It's like a diner.
It was a
in
diner.
Mars.
Yeah,
You
it was
know-
a cool diner.
It was one of those 6 bass.
What I can kind
like,
of
was that Attack of the Clones where they go to like a
Yeah.
space
Yeah.
diner?
Yeah.
Obi-Wan
Yeah, was his name
Kenobi.
like Jax Rexar
Yeah.
or something like that?
Astro Lounge was more of like a Sonic on
Yeah.
Saturn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had like cool cars out front, like 50s. The old
Yeah,
guy car
vintage
shows.
stuff.
Yeah.
They're carrying on the Astro Lounge tradition with this album art too.
Yeah,
You
maybe
know,
that's what they're trying to do.
They
Yeah.
have not deviated from their aesthetic one smidge.
No, they haven't.
So-
I mean, I'm surprised we were able to talk about Smash Mouth. on this one.
Yeah. Well,
It's an interesting band.
it is. Yeah.
They got
a
some
lot of.
They
Depth.
really are.
It ain't no
Do you want to
joke.
move on?
Yeah.
I do.
Should we move on?
I'm gonna keep
All right,
doing
that's
that.
Blinding Lights by Smash Mouth. Let's move on to the next song. Okay, here's a huge switch up here. There's no joke. This ain't no joke.
This ain't.
This actually ain't no joke. This is one of my picks. It's a song called "It's a Mirror" by Perfume Genius. I heard this song a couple weeks ago. Perfume Genius is an artist that I've like. I always come back and just check out every time he puts out a record. Because he just always puts out something really interesting, and like you kind of don't really know where he's gonna go with his next project. I feel like it could be like synth pop or art pop or something like. I mean, this is like the bluesy undertones and the kind of cowboy aesthetic of this is awesome. It's also one of the best sounding songs I've heard this year. I mean, the guitar tones are so clear, the production is amazing. Yeah, I mean, Perfume Genius is just such an underrated artist. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for how experimental he is, and yeah, I don't know. I just really liked the song. I thought it was great.
I've never listened to Perfume Genius.
Ever. Oh,
Ever.
he's got
Either.
some bangers, dude. Yeah.
The reason I wouldn't is I think I was introduced to them at the height of my snobbery, and
Oh,
I just
okay.
always would see them get best new music.
Yeah.
And it would just keep me from listening to it. Where I'm like,
Usually-
about my band? How about that for best new music?
Yeah,
huh?
That's best new music.
Yeah, more like Cologne Dumbass, Perfume Genius. What about what I'm doing?
Yeah.
But I've heard
Listen to my band, Cologne
Cologne
Dumbass.
Cologne Dumbass. Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, I've heard record after record is excellent. What
Yeah.
was the one in 2015? It's the pink one. They're in
There was one in the one that happened. I think that year. I don't know if it was pink. It was gold. It was called Too Bright. Is that what you're talking about?
yes.
Yeah, Too Bright's great. They had an album called No Shape, which I haven't listened to a lot of like the full records, but No Shape I remember being pretty cool.
And I remember people raving about Set My Heart on Fire immediately.
Yeah, he's another guy kind of like Viagra Boys. It just always puts out a banger of a fucking first single, and it kind of hooks you in that way. But
as my first taste, love this.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it's sort of atypical to what they do, but the like taste level that a recording like this shows is like there's like a Neil Young aspect to it.
Yeah.
But this like really like emotional like swell, and like you said, the production, the guitars, like a song like this, I can typically tell immediately what a guitar is doing, and I can't. There's like a chord progression, and then there's this weird like thing walking around the chords, like catching them at each of their formations.
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing like a slap bass on an acoustic guitar. Like something really just weird like that. I don't know.
And then the drums sound great. Like that snare just sounds like a big like pillow.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh. JJ?
I hate a snare drum sound like that.
Oh,
but
I
anyways,
didn't
no.
say you hate the song. I was like,
no,
damn.
I don't hate the song. I'm just not a dry snare guy. Anywho, no, this is a good song. I've for some reason in my head I've closely associated this band with Phoebe Bridgers, and I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's just because it's like chiller indie shit or something. I don't know. Are they like emo-ish at all or no?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I would say Phoebe Bridgers just because of like the Pitchfork thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they like toured together at some point or something. I have no idea. But no, it's a good song. I like the production a lot. It's very wide. If that makes sense, like you can kind of hear everything, even though this is like indie rock-ish or indie rock adjacent. They didn't like lean into like the lo-fi end of that genre as much as they went hi-fi, but like did it in like a super not boring sounding way.
Yeah.
And I like it. Like Evan said, that the build that happens like halfway through is really nice. It's emotional, and I think it's good. I was fighting off a burp that whole time.
But hit us with that Viagra Boys quote.
Yeah. I was gonna say earlier, like I feel like Perfume Genius like has sort of a counterpart with Saint Vincent in my mind. Like I feel like you should check them out because there's a lot of like you never really know what their next album is gonna be like genre wise.
Yeah.
You know, they could have like some huge guitars. They should have some cool like experimental synth stuff.
Yeah.
You might like Perfume Genius if you dig in a little bit more. But
I'll give it a check. I'll check it out.
yeah. That's Perfume Genius. It's a mirror. They have a new album coming out called Glory. I don't know the release date, but that'll be out pretty soon, probably. I think April. Let's move on to the next song.
This is my next pick. This is Papa Roach with Even If It Kills Me. I think what we're hearing is sort of the result of the Ronnie Radke talent exchange.
I knew you were going to say that.
Know? It was like, Ronnie Radke came in to show him the piano version of Last Resort that he did. And Jacoby Shaddix was like, how much fucking money are you making with these songs? Okay. So we did with the gravity shift thing with the... I mean, it's by all intents and purposes, a falling in reverse.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dude. There's really no difference to what we heard on Popular Monster and this song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same.
it could have been an outtake. They could have been a trade. Like, I'll
Yeah.
give you Last Resort.
I'm sure Ronnie. If we look at the liner notes, was in the studio.
He's
today.
lurking somewhere
he's
down
in
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like every part of it, there's like this like the gravity shift guitar. You have like the strings that are like the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He does a little rapping, I think, coming up here. There's like a big break where there's like a little kid that says something, and then it gets super heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
here
this
it
is Radke as can be. Which, I mean, Radke is definitely taken a lot from Shaddix. You know what I mean?
They borrow from each other.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
Radke Shaddix, the Radke Shaddix paradox.
This is you will actually be teaching a class next semester, the Radke effect on modern culture.
Yeah, Radke and Shaddix.
the
Radke and
Shaddix parallel.
Radke and his cultural implications.
Yeah, and the effects on modern trailer parks in most of America.
The effects on SoundCloud
His
rap,
effects
rock,
on
and
mic
more.
stands and
Yeah.
Six Flags.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's crazy how at the beginning of songs, like I feel like everyone is they're obsessed with the
that sample
the
pad.
monster voice.
Yeah.
And then the drop, though.
I feel like I always hear that in these like new metal songs.
Yeah, it's them just taking from like trap, I guess, is
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Like to kind of give it that like the atmosphere of a trap song.
Yeah, like the
We can't stop, we won't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they took it from that.
The
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus,
They
dude.
took
The
it from
Miley
Miley.
Cyrus effect.
Miley Shaddix
Miley-
and Radke. dude.
Radke, they
The
were all
Father,
in
the
studio.
Son, and the Holy Spirit.
There it is, dude.
Putting Miley Cyrus in there is
That's
funny.
insane.
Yeah. I will say, I think, because I was thinking the whole time I'm listening to this is a Falling in Reverse Ronnie Radke song, but I think that you got to give Radke more credit for what he does versus what this is,
Yeah.
because this one does not go as hard as the stuff that we listened to.
This is Watch the World Burn light.
It is light.
This is
Yeah,
Mountain Dew Zero.
It's zero. Yeah, there's zero.
Watch the world simmer, you know?
Watch the world-
It's not quite at
This
that
is
flat
the-
Watch
point.
the world lightly
It's
boil.
the oops, no
Yeah.
balls version.
Yeah.
Because there is like a part of it that still remains a Papa Roach song. Like
Yeah.
the chorus and stuff doesn't
Yeah.
have that like really
Yeah.
huge whatever.
The-
It still kind of sounds like the band that wrote Scarred or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no whininess though. That like the cut my life into pieces.
Yeah, they kind of got rid of that, but I'm talking.
Bring me
Which
that
was a
back.
mistake.
Yeah, bring me that
They
back.
got to bring it back.
Yeah.
But with the guitars, when those guitars come in and it gets heavy, it's just like.
Yeah.
Where with Falling in Reverse, it's like.
And it's usually like led off with like Ronnie Radke like screaming at
Screaming
the top of
something.
his top.
Yeah.
Or a
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper thing.
Yeah, the crypt. I mean, there's not as many genre shifts in this song
No,
that Ronnie.
it kind of
can put
does
in.
stay in its
Yeah.
lane.
He didn't want to give away all the secrets.
It's our party. We'll do what
Jacoby was
we
like, maybe
want.
we could do that crypt keeper thing. He's like, no, that's
No, that's your
you
thing.
need to chill the fuck out,
that takes a bigger mind. Yeah, I mean, the song is bad. No.
Yeah.
This part's
Yeah.
sick though.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. I mean,
Didn't like
Falling
it.
in Reverse is bad.
Yeah.
So
We're
like
about-
Papa Roach doing an whatever.
An intimidation.
An intimidation.
Intimidation.
Yeah. Jacoby Shaddix intimidated
Intimidated him into
Ronnie
making a
Radke
song.
I
Give it
still fuck with Watch the World Burn.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
heavy.
great.
I'm not gonna lie.
I still fuck with Last Resort.
Last
Yeah.
Resort does rule.
cut my life into pieces.
I mean, that Last Resort piano cover that Radke did. though,
Awful.
That's the worst.
I've
I
never
like,
seen that before.
I listened to it in headphones once because I think I just forgot that
Is
it
it
came
on
out.
Spotify?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
pop. It's
Yeah.
like
Can
the
we-
last song on
can we
Pop.
Oh
listen
yeah,
to it really
it's
quick?
on Popular.
Oh
Music.
yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, he. Man, it's just.
It's nothing that you want
It's-
from
yeah.
listening to Last
It's
Resort.
like when they tried to do when Disturbed tried to do.
Oh, Sound of Silence?
Sound of
Yeah.
Silence, except it's worse than that because it's whitier.
Sound
At least
of
Strayman was like the sound, like he like.
Yeah,
Shinedown's
kinda
really the guys that started that with the Simple Man.
Oh yeah, they did.
They kind of
God.
cut it like, take a song, don't capture any of the
emotion.
the
or-
emotion, but
yeah.
just make it so sappy, like to the point where like
Yeah.
you kind of want to cry even though you don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're
There-
just going for it.
There was a band that did that with Zombie, like
Oh yes.
which is like already a rock song, and they just made it worse. Like they didn't do another version of it. It was just a shitty cover of Zombie.
Let's take all of the zhuzh from this song
Yeah.
and like remove it.
Yeah.
Like it's like an unseasoned piece of chicken.
Yeah, no good.
No good.
That whole thing, that's got to end.
That's gotta stop.
And it won't, which
And
is
it
great.
won't. Yeah, we have to keep going with it.
Perfect.
I can't wait till someone watches this show and they're like, I didn't know how much you guys liked Falling in Reverse. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, you listen to this and you
guys
think
are-
that we are huge.
You guys are
fans.
huge fans.
Yeah.
Um,
We're in.
let's move on. That's Even If It Kills Me by Papa Roach.
Mm-hmm.
Move on to the next one.
This song is called Stitches by Pigs X7. They've been featured on the podcast before, I think, with their song Detroit, which
Yeah.
came out last year. I'm a pretty big fan of this band. They're from the UK. They're like a doom metal outfit. Very British dude that sings. He's got like a handlebar mustache and wears like soccer shorts and no shoes.
Yeah.
I was kind of indifferent on this song, which is why I featured it, because like Detroit grew on me a lot more, but I didn't like that one at first either. These guys aren't going like a straight, like, just riff, slow, like they have in the past. But I don't think it's bad either. There's just like odd elements in it to me that confuse me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like compared to Detroit, this is definitely the more boringer
Yes.
song. Like Detroit had that like really cool drum section that they built like the whole song around.
Yeah.
Like that had a very clear idea at the center of it that they were able to then like shape with other ideas. Whereas this kind of like feels like it's trying to just be like a kick-ass rock song, but
Yeah.
it doesn't kick enough ass.
Yeah.
No,
I
they
mean-
need like a riff in it.
The darkness kind of took the kick-ass rock song thing. They took all the kick-assedness.
Yeah, when they
And,
went to go
yeah.
upload it
Yeah.
onto Spotify, they were like, "I'm sorry, but our upload
Yeah.
our kick-ass capacity is full.
You have
All
to.
going to Justin Hawkins."
Yeah, wait till next month, and they're like, "We can't. God,
Fuck.
we can't get We can't get any. There's no juice left." But yeah, I thought the same thing about this one. Like, this is cool. I want to like it more than I do.
Yeah.
It just feels like Detroit was kind of had this like evil doom vibe with it.
Yes.
Where this one has the same like deep, fluffy guitar tones, which I like. I like the way this band sounds. Like,
I do too. They get really good production when they record.
It sounds like, I don't know, like it sounds big at the same time as like, not sounding so blown out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like super compressed.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I like the way they sound as like a stoner or doom metal band, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this song didn't like the actual tune of this one. I was just like, well, they got better shit.
They have an album coming out on April 4th called Death Hilarious.
We'll
Which
be
is-
there.
We'll be
which
there
is a
for it.
sick album title.
Unless that's the Dreams on Toast.
Unless that's the day, yeah. Then
Then
we're
we're
gonna have
fucked.
to move some
I mean,
things
the
around.
art is pretty cool for it, I would say.
that cheetah or whatever.
Cheetah.
Well,
yeah.
the album art even.
Well, let me see
it's
the
like,
album
It's
art.
like this fucking
Oh, I do like
collage
that.
of
That's
like
cool.
crazy
rad.
drawings and stuff.
JJ's an album art guy.
He is
I am
an
always
album
the album
hog.
You're an
art
album
guy.
art guy. If that album art's good, then that album might be good too.
We start at 7. And then,
It's, yeah.
yeah, and then
But
we go
We
up.
start at a solid, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't go any bigger than that, any lower than that. I mean,
Fuzz 3
that starts as
starts as
dog
an
shit.
8 as
Total
a
dog.
negative 2.
I mean, I get it. I'm an album covers guy too.
I'm a visual learner.
I'm a visual learner. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Anyways,
Let's move on. It would be funny if we reviewed this album and just every time we had to say the name of this band, we're just like, I mean, and pigs.
Pigs, 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 pigs.
pigs.
Yeah, let's move on. Oh, this is one of my picks. This is called More Than Life by The Horrors. Do you guys know this band?
Tough name.
Yeah.
They're like one of those bands that I would see on Pitchfork but never listen to.
Do you know them at all?
No.
Okay. So this is a band that like had a very, very cool first record. It was called Strange House. I can't remember what year it came out, but a long time ago.
I think like 07 -ish.
Yeah, and it had like this really cool like punk rock Luigi's Mansion vibe, like where it's like
Yes.
there's like these organs,
Yes.
these spooky organs that go over top of these like sick, just lo-fi punk riffs. Like it's a sick record.
Luigi Mangioni's.
Luigi Mangione,
Mansion.
yeah, Mangioni's Mansion.
It's a pizza. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I
anyways.
was trying to think of a joke for that.
Yeah,
but
I know, I
Too
lost
many
it.
things
Sorry.
going on. But yeah, so they had that album come out, and then like I think they just kind of progressively got more like, flat and more dry in terms of like just trying to be a pop, synth pop band and just play into trends, and their music kind of got a little bit more boring. They've had some good songs, but nothing like amazing, I think,
They
over
got
the
that
past couple years.
Interpol sort of trajectory.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah. And then they came back like 2 years ago, 2021, with like these EPs that were like way over the top, like industrial sounding. Like they were really cool, but they didn't make an album out of it. I was kind of waiting for that, but I think the EP was called like Against the Blade, and the other one was called Lout, and they're wild EPs. I would check them out. But I feel like this this song, More Than Life, and then the other singles I've heard from this upcoming record, they've like actually struck a really good balance of being like a cool goth band that like isn't doing too much, making use of all their instrumentation. Like the guitar riffs are great. This fucking hook is awesome. I don't know. I just like this song a lot. I've liked everything that they've put out so far for promoting their new album. It's called Nightlife. But yeah, I'm just pumped for this record. I
like the guitar that like kind of sort of follows the vocal melody, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's like
so
a lead
sick.
line,
Yeah.
but then it isn't. It's cool, and the production's really cool too.
Yeah.
It is kind of like it's still giving spooky a little.
Yeah.
But it's not like overtly like ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I've already seen like what the band looks like and their aesthetic and
Yeah.
the album art. But if I close my eyes, I could imagine this looking like anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not totally Spirit Halloweening this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get like a Tears for Fears, like 80s Cure kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that guitar lick so much. It sounds like a synth line.
Yes.
There is part of the chorus, and this might just be my broken brain, but it reminds me of a Linkin Park song.
Yeah.
Where he's like, what's the one where he's like, and freedom rain, wash away what I've done.
That might be why I like this song so much. It sounds like Linkin Park.
It's just in all their promotional material. I mean, you know, Linkin Park kicking back up really gave us some juice. We dug back into Hybrid Theory.
Went back and listened to Minutes to Midnight and all the Transformers movies and thought, what could we play at the end of the credits when they roll?
We know Michael Bay's got another one cooking up. He always does. He's a genius. So we want to be in on the ground floor of Transformers
like,
9.
We just want to see what happens. We want to be there when Megatron finally goes extinct or whatever happens. I don't know if
it's him. He's like, we want to see the Decepticons or the Autobots. Whichever one's the good guys win.
The Ultrabots.
We wanted to put our stamp on the Transformers franchise. But no, it's just a good song.
Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, it makes me want to check out whatever they got coming up next.
They got a song called... This is not even my favorite of their singles that they put out. They have one called Trial by Fire that's really cool. They have another one called... I can't remember the name. The Silence That Remains. That reminds me a lot of The Cure. It's just good to have some like actual good post-punk come out when, you know, a band like Interpol has kind of been disappointing for the past couple of years.
Yeah. Really post-antics.
Post-antics, yeah.
But those two records are so good, though.
I saw Interpol. Did I tell you when I saw Interpol
with
live?
Spoon.
It sucked so much.
Oh, you said that was the show with like the really bad sound.
The sound system kept fucking up, and then Interpol came out and just... I think Interpol was the reason the sound system was fucked up. I think there was just too much delay and reverb on anything that like carried over into Spoon's set somehow, even though they opened for him.
There was during that song there was a thing that reminded me of like a Linkin Parkish thing too. Was like there was some sort of guitar tone with like a bunch of pedals or something that sounds like a dial tone. It sounds like a phone to me. You know what I'm talking about? That seems like very like a thing, like a digitally thing that one of those bands would do. You know? And so that might be giving the Stage A sound guy some fits.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I felt bad for whoever was running sound that night.
Obstacle 2 came on over the weekend, though, and I was like, they can do no wrong.
It's one of the best songs.
It doesn't matter that they've never followed it up with anything as good. It's too good.
I mean, that was on the first record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they followed it up with Evil, but...
Yeah. I mean, Antics is a pretty good record.
Antics is good, but...
Bright Lights is...
just the best.
Unreal.
They really don't need to do anything else.
No.
That's More Than Life by The Whores off of their new album Nightlife, which is coming out pretty soon. Go check it out. Let's move on to the next one.
This is my next pick.
This is tough.
This is Someone Who Can by Coheed and Cambria.
How about A Bunch of Guys Who Shouldn't?
Damn, dude. All right.
That's hot off the press.
Yeah, I mean, let me get like
Before
my
you
preamble
even-
out, dude. This
Before
kind of
you
goes
even
against how
finish the name of the song.
This sounds like Claudio Sanchez just heard Future Islands, and he's like, "Whoa, guys, what are we doing? We're singing about like space nights and fucking Favor House Atlantic. No, I need people to know that I drive around in a white Corvette with like fingerless gloves,
yeah.
you know." But yeah, I've been like I like Favor House Atlantic. I like the Cashmere song.
Welcome home.
Welcome Home.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that song.
Yeah.
That's a sick song.
It's a sick song.
That's such a sick song.
But they were always like, they always had these like weird prog elements
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
could never get. Like every time I'd go to listen to an album, it's like Cygnus Saturn Chapter 9. I'm like, no.
Get the fuck out of here.
I will not do that.
Did you listen to Coheed and Cambria
No,
ever?
I'm not a Coheed guy except for Welcome Home. No, I don't know anyone that likes Coheed, but yet they like tour with like for example, I'm pretty sure they were or are going to be touring with Primus. Okay.
Yeah, that
And
doesn't make sense.
My bandmate James loves Primus. It's like
Yeah.
his favorite band in the world.
Yeah.
He's a big Les Claypool guy, and I was, I think he's the type where if he had $0 to his name, but Primus is coming to town, he's going to
He's
see
gonna
Primus.
go see Primus.
However, I was like, dude, just saw that they announced a show. They're coming here with Coheed. He's like, I hate Coheed so much
That he's
that I
not
am
gonna
not
go.
going.
Damn.
That says a lot right there.
It really does. I never understood. Coheed and Cambria is a band that I have just never once got. Like, Welcome Home was a sick song. I was like, I should probably check this band out. And then just like, it's just stop. I can't name you another
No.
song that I've ever listened to, even though I've tried, because I'm like, I've heard they've got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I just can't do it. I can't do it with his voice. It feels like they've had a lot of songs like this before that
Oh,
are
really?
like. I
Okay.
think they may have.
Because I thought this was like a complete betrayal.
Me
of,
I don't
like,
know.
everything
If,
they've ever done.
I don't know if it is. It might not be.
All I know is Welcome Home, and if you listen to that and then this,
Yeah.
besides the vocals, it's like, how is this the same band?
I mean,
at
this
all?
sounds like a scene in like a Power Rangers movie.
It does. Yeah.
Of, like,
Putting your
the-
rings
yeah.
together.
Two of the Power Rangers are in love.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they're like they put their suits on and they fly in outer space.
Yeah.
It's like
Like they go to make out and it's just like visors rubbing against each other.
just scratches. Yeah.
I had a Coheed album in high school called "In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3."
Oh my god.
See, I hate
stop.
that shit.
And
Yeah.
like there was like a suite of songs called "The Camper Valorium 1 Faint of Hearts," "Camper Valorium 2 Back End of."
The camper?
Yeah, I mean, like they go like that's what I'm talking about. Like this is so confusing to me because when I listened to them, it was off that song. You've ever heard "Favor House Atlantic"?
I don't think I have. I don't
Okay.
know.
That was like their first song that they
Okay.
kind of hit with. And then when I got it, I was like, "What's all this like prog?
Yeah.
Like what's all this lore and
Yeah.
story?" And now to hear them doing like a bad Future Islands
Yeah.
kind of just
Yeah.
like 80s love song
Yeah.
is just
Crazy.
very odd to me.
I could never. I never understood the way his voice sounded. Like I remember, like "Welcome Home" is like, it's so heavy, and then just all of a sudden, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I grew up with Geddy Lee, brother. So
Yeah,
I was
I
just
mean-
like, it's like Geddy, dude.
I never.
It is like
I
Geddy.
never had the Geddy Lee connect, but there's a lot of bands that I think have that kind of voice. There's
You
like a
listen
whole
to Wolf Mother, dude. You
Wolf
know?
Mother's not like this.
Well, they have the high voice though.
They have
in-
like a
in,
Robert
rock
Plant
song.
style voice.
Yeah.
This is different. There's like, I don't know if you guys know, there's a whole like subgenre of bands that like I
Guys
don't
with just,
even
like,
know,
silly voices.
not silly voices, but just like are proggy, like these new prog bands that are like every album's a conceptual album.
Dragon
and you'll
Force.
meet people that are just like that's their shit. Like I remember, you meet like people at work and you're like, oh, you into rock music? Like, yeah, I'm like Protest the Hero,
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like that kind of Coheed, RX Bandits, shit like that. And you're just like, who the fuck is any of this?
Yeah.
And then you look it up and they're just like these hugely popular bands that are just really good at guitar.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
weird. It's a
Yeah.
weird end of rock music. I am, however, a prog rock defender on this podcast. It's easy to make fun of because it's bands with nerds in them making nerdy music most of
Yeah.
the time. However, like Yes is so sick and like shit like that. Early Rush stuff sick.
I like
whatever.
that kind of prog.
I don't, but like I think where they do lose me though in this genre is when they're like, this is about a fucking hobbit that whatever. Like shut the fuck
like
up.
I like Rush when they're doing Spirit Radio.
Yeah.
When they hit me with Cygnus X1,
Yeah.
I'm like I don't.
What's going on?
I
here?
know the radio. I don't know Cygnus.
I don't know who Cygnus is.
X1.
I can't be bothered to learn.
Yeah, don't hit me with By
Yeah.
Toward the Snow Dog. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about dogs.
Give me
I
like
don't
King
mind-
Crimson.
I don't mind old prog, but
No.
like when you see a guy and he's got the guitar with like this 8 strings and then the no headstock, and you're like,
and then like 3 more necks on the
yeah,
guitar.
and you're like, how did you even figure out how to play this?
I
way?
think almost every musician goes through some
Phase
variation
like
of
that.
the prog phase because you're just like, look how good
Look
they
how
are.
sick I
They
am.
are very
Yeah.
good. I
And
mean,
then like I've come so far through the Looking Glass that like if you can give me one part of a song that's sick
Yeah,
and carry it
that's all
for
I
3
need.
minutes, I'm like, oh
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
need all the
that's
fucking,
real music.
I don't
Yeah.
need all that noodling. It's
Yeah.
just gives me a headache.
I don't need all that shit either.
Coming from a guy that's like Dillinger rules. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's applications.
So
of it.
hypocritical. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there is applications. Of it. Let's move on. That's Someone Who Can by Coheed and Cambria. Let's move on. Next one.
God, this is a song called "Nod" by Rise Against.
Makes you do it.
I They were right.
It does make you
nailed
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
This is I've known about Rise Against as just like this cheese, like punkish whatever band thing, kind of in the less prog version of like the nerdy bands we've been talking about a little bit.
I put them more in like if you like 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
Listen to more
Yeah.
like Rancid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They tried to capture like the no FX like punk thing.
Yeah.
But like for radio.
Yeah.
And I always really hated that.
Yeah, I do not like this song at all.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, there's a lyric. Yeah, like, I hate this. Every band in my practice space sounds like this.
Oh yeah.
Every single one. Just like white dudes yelling.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Sure.
But there's a lyric in this that's like, "Nod if you can hear me," or "Nod if you understand me."
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Loud and clear, dude.
I don't understand what the fuck you're saying, brother.
I think my last era of listening to rock and roll radio was probably like 10 years ago. And every time that I put on the X, there was a new Rise Against.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
They had a moment, dude.
Yeah.
Big
They really
one.
A
did.
huge one. I felt like everyone you talk to was just like, you into Rise Against? And you're just like, no, haven't really checked them out. They're like, oh, dude, gotta fucking, they're Satellite? You're just like, really?
I for a little bit not listening to any of their music. I just saw it like that on like a poster or something. I'm like, oh, that's like a Rage Against the Machine cover band or something. 'Cause
No,
it's a similar name.
I always got them confused with Against Me, which
Yeah.
I think is the better of the Against bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of similar too, but yeah, Rise Against tried to like merge like radio rock with like that no effects style like punk shit,
Yeah.
and yeah, I get why people thought it was cool because
It's
like,
definitely cooler than like 3 Days Grace.
it's cooler
Yeah.
than 3
or
Days Grace.
Breaking Benjamin.
Exactly,
But it's in the same pool.
It's very much in the same pool. I thought this song, like, I don't know much Rise Against, but I feel like every song is this song.
Yes.
And this one just sounds like they're more tired. They're just like,
The tempos are a little slower.
Yeah,
Like, this
just
feels
like,
like
we're
it used to
gonna-
be a little fast.
yeah.
I think I liked Swing Life Away.
I
That
don't
was-
even remember
That was a song that I vaguely remember liking.
I don't.
There's this is like music for dudes like bands that have those boxes at the front that they like put one leg up on.
Oh yeah.
And
This
they
is
like
a
stand with like a
one-leg up
very
band.
wide
Yeah.
stance.
This
like
is
a power stance.
every band member has the black tee and the black jeans, and then the sweat wristband.
Yeah.
Every member
and a box to stand on.
and a box to stand
the
on.
box
Yeah.
to stand on is a
Wyland
big deal.
was a big box standard.
Wyland
let's-
was a box standard.
Let's
yeah.
it can be done well.
I've
It
seen
can be done.
many-
Wyland also ruled.
Wyland
Yeah.
did also.
I've
rule.
seen many bands locally that bring their own box to stand on
I saw
and
a guy,
play to like rooms with like 3
rips,
people.
dude.
I saw a guy once that I think I told this story on the old podcast to you, but I saw a guy once at a show and we were playing with his band. He brought a box and it lit up.
Oh
He
my
put
god,
lights in it.
That's
and it
so
was
sick.
like plexiglass.
Yeah,
And yeah, he when he stood on it, it would light up.
yeah,
Dude.
that's awesome.
Unbelievable.
That's
just
some,
to
like,
play
really
it
dress for the job you
I
want
know.
shit.
Dude,
Yeah, it's like
just to play it like fucking Good Time Bar.
the
in
government
Millville.
center.
Yeah.
to 4 people.
It was at Good Time Bar.
and it's
in
like a
Millville. I'll never
pay-for-play
forget.
gig, and like you sold 8 tickets, so you know that's
bring
what's
that
coming
box.
through the crowd.
Oh my
Gotta
god.
bring that box for the
But
other
those are 8 people that paid their hard.
Yeah.
Well, you know what about the box? I can put my pedals in it.
They came to see a show. Let's give them one.
Hell yeah,
My
dude.
dad came to see this show. It's the 15th time he's seen it.
But yeah, Rise Against, dude.
It isn't for me.
They sound like they're just sick of going through the motions. I feel like you can even hear it in his voice. He's just like, one more minute, one more day.
Like he takes.
Can't fucking sing this.
I did have that thought while listening to it of just what does it feel like to be so locked into an aesthetic? Because like on the other
Yeah.
side, you
Yeah.
have like Coheed, where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you sound nothing like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah.
I don't like this either, but
Yeah.
it at least feels like you scratching an itch that you haven't done yet.
Right.
But like the Rise Against being like, this is 04 in
Yeah.
2025.
He
you know?
literally says in the song, he can't, not one more minute or one more day. He's like, I can't wait till this band is done.
I knew we shouldn't have signed that 38 album deal that bought me this beautiful mansion that has
can't do
become
it,
a
dude.
cage.
I was thinking of Brass Against, by the way.
Oh yeah, Brass
That band
Against.
where the chick peed on the guy.
P,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brass Against, Rise Against Me, Raising
Raising
Against the
Canes.
Machine, Raising Canes.
Yeah.
It's
Delicious.
all good stuff. Delicious. That's Nod by Rise Against. Let's move on to the next song. I put this one on.
This is your boy, dude.
Yeah, this is Joe with his new song "Basic Being Basic."
Oh, that's how you pronounce that?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
It's Joe Keery. Do you know about this guy?
Stranger Things guy.
Stranger Things.
Steve the Hair Harrington.
Steve Harrington from Stranger Things.
Is he? So he's one of the boys that fights monsters.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
one of the older boys.
He
Okay.
might have died. I can't remember if he
Did
died.
he?
or, I
Was
don't
he
know.
the one that played Metallica at the
No.
monster?
No.
No.
That's Eddie.
Doesn't
Munson.
matter. Yeah.
Who the fuck?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, dude.
That show sucks.
Leave the Stranger Things out of it.
Yeah.
This guy, he was on Stranger
He
Things.
seems like a chill bro.
He was actually in a band called. There's a band called Post Animal, and he was in Post Animal before he was cast on Stranger Things. So he was not in that band anymore. And that's a good band. They're like kind of
Yeah.
like Tame Impala-ish.
I saw they're opening for Joe.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That makes sense. I saw them open for Cloud Nothings once.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
It was great. Yeah.
Was it while he was on the show?
No. He was long.
He
It
got
was-
the Stranger Things boost.
Yeah, but it was really cool. But yeah, Joe, he came onto the scene like 2019 with his first debut album.
Is that the blue one?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked it.
Me too.
The first single was great. I didn't know who it was at the time, and then I found out it was him. I was like, this is cool, and I really liked all the songs on it. Like, very chill indie vibe, good
Yeah.
shit. His next album, heavy Daft Punk influence.
Yeah.
Which was like, there was some good songs, mostly just like a lot of head scratching, like, why does this sound so much like Daft Punk?
Yeah.
And you could tell he's a very big Daft Punk fan, but he had that song End of Beginning go viral on TikTok, which kind of made him more famous. So this is his third album. His lyrics have always been the worst part of his music for me, but this is a catchy tune.
I don't think these lyrics are that bad.
I don't like them,
No.
but I like the song a lot.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I do agree that the lyrics are a little like, you know.
Just basic being... I feel like the term basic is like a 2018 word.
Yeah, it feels a little dated at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah.
And this does feel like it's made for TikTok.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that, yeah.
You know,
I
like
didn't
like
even think
people
about that.
like taking videos of them doing something basic.
Yeah.
or-
No,
Now, is he
yeah.
like super popular because of the monster show?
I don't know. I mean, like,
sound like a grandpa. Dude.
I haven't watched it. I do find
the show,
Monster Show.
I just do find it bizarre that is like the biggest show on television. It's children fighting demons.
It's an
that's
okay
weird.
show.
Haven't they been making like the last season for like 5
like 3
years?
years? Yeah.
Yeah.
But is he like a popular artist?
The thing was I remember when he first put out music, like no one knew it was him. I remember you would tell like there was articles and shit about him and Pitchfork, and it just didn't seem like it was that celebrity putting out music thing that happens. It was like I remember being curious, like why isn't more people listening to his music?
Yeah.
People just not like it that much.
That's exactly my reaction to the Hollywood vampires. I'm like, don't you guys know Johnny Depp?
It's Johnny Depp.
I kind of respect that approach, though. Like his PR person could have just been like, guy from Stranger Things has a band, listen to single.
Yeah.
But they kind of like
I don't even
remember
think
that.
people knew
they
his
kind
name
of
was
just
Joe
like
Keery.
folded it in there. This is a band, and then eventually I feel like music videos came out and it was him in it and live performances or whatever. I really like that song Flash Mountain.
Flash Mountain sounds like a King Gizzard song.
Yes, in Temple Shangri-La.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyways,
Roddy is a great song too. I like Roddy a lot.
I really like Joe, and this song interested me more than anything on that prior album.
Yeah,
at
me
all.
Too.
So I'm curious what will come of it. You know, it's not amazing, not amazing.
I mean, dude,
he has
catchy.
cooler influences than you would typically hear of
Yeah.
like not quite a nepotism, but whatever you call like
a celebrity
Yeah.
band, whatever.
Like, I remember that Caleb Landry Jones or whatever, the guy from Get Out, he had like some weird ass band. Yeah, it like sounded like circus music. I was like, what are we doing?
Caleb, fuck you, Caleb Landry Jones.
Yikes, dude.
But yeah, I was always like shocked when his second album came out. I thought that was gonna be like the time of like, okay, people know who he is now. People did not know who he was. Like I remember like seeing like when End of Beginning blew up on TikTok, people were still like, I had no idea this was Steve Harrington. They don't even know his real name.
Steve the Hair Harrington.
Yeah. So I think it's cool that he's getting a little bit more recognition for what he's doing. I think the song is cool. He's got an album coming out. I think it's cool that there might be a way for him to be more of like an indie artist than an actor.
Yeah.
Like if maybe he gets killed off the first fucking episode of the new
I can't remember.
season.
By Wart.
I don't know.
Or whoever
Yeah,
they're
whatever
at.
the
some
fuck.
sort of bug.
He's playing Malkmus in a movie too.
Oh, in the Alex Ross Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's gonna be Stephen Malkmus, which kind of makes sense. I
Hell
feel
yeah.
like
Now you got it.
Now Evan's like,
There you go.
What? Something nobody's ever heard of? Oh my god!
Evan's eyes lit up. Oh, he's actually cool.
Oh, some indie movie?
It
Holy
worked.
fuck!
It's Pavement and Alex Ross Perry. It's definitely cooler than kids fighting.
Yeah, dude.
We have to fight the other
I actually
side now.
love the song. The song's great.
I'm reserving judgment. Okay.
That
Oh
rules.
shit!
But
It's
yeah,
like case in point
Case
right
in
there.
dude, your eyes.
It's like
I'm excited for that movie.
swing.
No,
Oh my
that
god!
movie is gonna be good. I'm excited for it too. Let's move on. That's Joe Basic being basic. The new album is called The Crux, and that's coming out in a couple months. So go look out for that. And I think he's gonna be on Fallon tonight. So I'm excited for his
Wow!
Oh,
late
we're gonna
night
stay up for that.
TV. Oh, dude, gotta.
Can't wait to
Hopefully
watch
get some
that
Pavement
YouTube.
tidbits open.
Yeah, maybe. So, buddy, tell us about the Pavement movie.
That's so
Dude,
good.
that was a good Fallon.
Yeah.
That was a
Real good
good
Fallon.
Fallon.
AJ, Big Justice.
Okay. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. All right. Shut the fuck up.
Do the wrist space. Anyways,
Let's move on. Next song.
This is my final pick. Hell yeah. And we are so back, boys.
It's man.
Yeah. This is Deafheaven with Magnolia.
yeah. Let's kill some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a band that I had basically written off after writing like one of my favorite albums of the decade, the 2010s. Anybody doesn't know, Deafheaven released Sunbather in like 2013.
2013, I think.
And it became kind of like both a metal and an indie phenomenon that like those two crowds didn't play together very well.
Yeah.
Like the black metal guys were mad, guys like me like
we're like, this is not for you.
You won't mosh, pussy.
And then they followed up with New Bermuda, which I liked. The songs were a bit long.
Yeah.
I think everything's over.
New Bermuda's like 6 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they started going slowly down this path of like softer, more like cold wave type of like post-punk with
Ordinary Corrupt
Human Love.
Yeah.
And then Infinite Granite was really where I listened to it, and I was like, this band's just not for me anymore.
Yeah.
So I saw that they released something new. Definitely wanted to check it out. And the first fucking thing I heard was that blast beat, and I was just like, they've done it. They're back.
Yeah. I felt the same way. I mean, when I first heard this, I was like, okay, this is giving me a reason to go on, you know? Like, you ever, like, feel that about, like, a movie or an album where it's just, like, for some reason I'm just really fucking excited to hear this? Because I used to love Deafheaven, Sunbather, New Bermuda, and, like, I was obsessed with those records. I was just like, this is, like, the coolest fucking... And that was, like... embarrassing to say my first like foray into what black metal even was. So I like they kind of did that for the genre. Like they got a lot of people like me who were just like indie fans into black metal. And then Ordinary Corrupt Human Love, I remember thinking they're trying to ditch the black metal thing, which was really disappointing. I kind of almost saw Infinite Granite coming with how soft it was. I was like, they're going to do a record where he's just singing, you know, because there was a couple hints of it off of the previous record. There's still black metal off of that record, but...
Yeah, like Honeycomb's still pretty...
Yeah, Canary Yellow is like pretty cool, but yeah, it just got softer and softer, and I was like, yeah, Infinite Granite was just... I don't even think I listened to the whole thing. I was so, like, disgusted.
Yeah, I mean, it was like... all vibes.
Yeah.
Like it was that was the only thing. And there's people that love that record.
I think there is. I didn't know that, but
yeah, there's like people that are like were so happy that they went soft, but as soon as I heard this riff and the drums, cuz like the two things that they have that like just don't fit in that softer, more like pop palette is the dude's scream is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like you
so
don't
good.
hear that kind of black metal scream that there's still like articulation and stuff like that. And I don't like what drummer plays blast beats this well. I'm sure there's a million metal guys, but when hearing that guy just kind of sit on like these like slow contemplative shit, just immediately the whole fucking song is going. And what I really love about this song is it's 4 minutes.
Yes.
Like the best shit on Sunbather and New Bermuda is like 10 and a half minutes long. To hear them not only come back, but then take like the pop songwriting that they were doing on the last two records and be able to like make this just concise fucking ass beater of a song.
Yeah.
It's like Better Lovers without the panic chords. A little bit.
I think this scream is way more of a faithful to black metal than Greg, but
the pop. I don't know. Pop. You can't really say pop about this, but like the song structure tendencies kind of makes me think more of like the hardcore realm than the black metal realm. You know, maybe the intensity takes it to the black metal place, but like the nature of the song and how it's written is more of like I don't know. It's apples and oranges and whatever. Who cares? But
I mean, they definitely ditched on this one for sure. They definitely ditched the shoegaze element of what they were doing, because it was like they kind of like invented this genre of what was called black gaze, or was like black metal mixed with shoegaze. And this one just feels straight up like, you know, it's just an ass beater. And
but it's still able to retain that like black metal, like depressing quality.
Yeah. A dreadish type vibe.
They put out a song like years ago after, I think it might have been like just a one-off, maybe after Ordinary Corrupt Human Love, or maybe right before it, but it was called Black Brick, and that song fucking rules. And I think I was ready for them to like go in that very intense, and it was a shorter one as well, so it feels like they're kind of going in that direction. I'm glad that they're not, you know, making songs that are 10 minutes long. Like Dream House is such a fucking great song.
Awesome song.
But like it's a long one.
It's a commitment.
It is a commitment.
Yeah, and like I ended up I remember listening to New Bermuda, liking a lot.
Yeah.
But just not coming back to it nearly as much as
Yeah.
Sunbather, just because like, damn, there's 5 songs, 6 songs.
Yeah.
And all of them are 8 minutes.
Yeah, they're like I think some of them are like 15. Yeah,
God.
it really gets a little bit
That's
grating.
tough.
But yeah, that's Deafheaven. Their new song's called, I don't even know if did we say the name?
Yeah.
Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Do you know what the album is or when it's coming out?
It's
I don't know.
called. I can't. They posted it. It's called like
I'll find it.
Lonely something people. Shit. Someone. Jamie, look that up.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, it's coming out soon. I think it might also be April. I can't remember. March possibly.
Lonely People with Power
but Lonely People with Power
is what it's called,
Yeah.
and it's coming out March 28th.
March 28th.
Oh, I think Dream
Dude,
Toast just
Dream
got
Toast.
bounced.
Uh-oh.
Bread on toast. Whatever. What was it
It's
called?
gonna be a heavy stretch.
Dreams on Toast.
Dreams on toast.
We'll
It's
do
brilliant.
pigs the weekend after
Yeah.
or whatever.
We are getting spoiled here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I
We
love
deserve
No more-
it.
yeah,
we
after
fucking
classic
deserve
it.
that.
After Classics month.
More like
dude.
ass month, dude.
Yeah.
Just eating ass.
Eat
Speaking
ass
of
the
eating
whole day.
ass,
Hey,
Yeah, let's
hit
move
play.
on to the last track.
Yeah.
JJ.
This is my last song.
A
A
classic
really
JJ pick.
classic edition for
Yeah.
me. This is a song called "Fat, Juicy, and Wet" by Sexy Red
just
and
really
Bruno
leaned
Mars.
into those.
Yeah,
syllables.
dude.
Fat, juicy, and
Fat,
wet.
juicy, and wet.
Yeah.
Really, there's what this song says to me is there's no limit on how many different types of songs about vaginas that you can really make.
Yep.
And you know they're pussy
Put it-
like cocaine, put it up your nose.
yeah.
There's a lot of things that the female anatomy does,
Yeah.
and you know, so that really you can really milk that to make as many songs.
Well, you can't put it up your nose.
You can't. You
No,
can't. It's
Yeah,
kind of
They
impossible.
really stretch the
Their
limits.
their imaginations are running
My
wild.
pussy did 9/11. Like, wait, what was that?
24 karat pussy drip like gold. Ooh.
My main thought when listening. My main thought.
In a way, shape, or form,
Oh,
it kind of
shit.
did.
There it is.
Yeah.
You know.
My main thought when listening to this was, how much does this motherfucker owe people?
Yeah,
I was just
dude.
gonna
How
say
much?
that. Like, so this is so out of character for Bruno Mars to me because this is like, you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven.
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
And I've never heard him really do anything even a little vulgar.
Yeah.
And now he's just talking about how dripping wet Sexy Red's pussy is.
I mean, I think
He's in deep with some bad people.
he probably is, but I think after like when you saw him with Silk Sonic, you're like, okay, he clearly does a lot of cocaine. You
Yeah.
can see that with his glasses and his hair and
Yeah.
just the look on his face. So I can see him just being like maybe trying to enter this bad boy era.
Yeah.
Not really sure, but yeah, it is out of character.
Titties on your forehead, titties on your chin, titties on titties with my big titty friends.
Wow.
Poetry.
They're not even trying to hide it.
They're not even
anymore.
trying
Yeah.
to rhyme
They're
that
trying,
much.
Yeah, they're not even trying to come up with new words. Just how about you rhyme titty with titty 5 times?
4 or 5 times, and we'll call it a day. We'll get a Bruno Mars verse off Fiverr because he's
Yeah.
on there now.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars is
Off
very
the Bet MGM app, you can buy a verse off Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
Welcome to Bet MGM. I'm chained to this slot machine until I
can pay off every drug dealer in Las Vegas that I owe money to.
for every verse you buy, I get 10 minutes carved off my residency here at the MGM Grand Casino. I'll do anything.
I'll do whatever you want. Get me out of here,
Oh,
please.
Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Sexy Red, her whole brand is making me feel like I'm some sort of grandpa. Because
Yeah.
anytime I listen to Sexy Red, I'm like, oh.
I mean, these songs are just getting more and more popular. Like it's almost like the crazy guy, we're fucked song for rap, for hip hop. Like
I'm
it's just
not-
like let's write the most vulgar song about my ass that
Or
we
your
possibly
pussy,
can.
or your
Yeah.
breasts.
Yeah, there's like now a whole like stable that
Yeah.
that's what they're coming
That's
with.
what they're gonna do. Sexy
Yeah.
Red, Cardi B. I mean, I don't even. Is Cardi B still doing that?
I'm
I don't
sure.
know. I'm sure she's
eventually.
still got a couple.
But,
She's got a couple loaded
Ice
up.
Spice, I think,
Ice
did one.
Spice,
yeah.
I'm the shit fart.
Yeah.
I'm the think you the shit fart.
Thank you, the shit.
I'm the shit fart. That's what I thought that
I'm
was.
You're
the
shit
fire
fart.
starter.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm the shit
I'm
fart.
the shit fart.
yeah, we needed Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons. I'm the shit fart.
But the thing is, to me, is like there is an endless pool of this. No pun intended with pool.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, it keeps growing. The stable of
Of
songs.
really vulgar shit.
The Playtone stable of artists.
yeah. The
Uh,
Adam and
the
Eve,
Adam Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is wild that that Bruno Mars is part of this, but
That's
you know.
really what made me click on it. I'm like, wow, Bruno.
Yeah.
And Bruno is very talented and very good at what he does.
He's a talented guy.
Doesn't even sing. He just
Yeah.
talks
Not a
about
blackjack, apparently.
That's not a blackjack.
He's like, all right, 20, hit me, damn it, again.
Bruno, you gotta stop. Shut up.
Oh, shit. That's
Should we
it.
move on? I mean, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
Yes, we should move on with our
Keep
lives.
going.
We're done.
Yeah, damn. It feels good to be back, dude.
Yeah.
It feels very good to be back. We're getting spoiled with music already this year.
Yeah.
We got Viagra Boys coming up. We got Joe. We got Deafheaven. We got Pigs.
We got the darkness.
We got the darkness with bread on toast
Yeah.
or dreams on toast.
Bread
it's
on
coming
toast.
up. Bread on toast.
The sharpness.
The sharpness with bread on toast, dude. It's gonna be a nice year for your boys, and we're gonna climb back after that dismal classics month.
We're gonna
Absolutely.
pass
Yeah.
1,000 subs.
We're gonna pass 1,000 subs. Thank you for getting us over the hump with 8. We're over that hump.
Yep.
We only need 296 more.
Yeah, we're getting there.
No, dude, 100 and...
196.
196.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
If we get 1,000 subs, I will eat 1,000 subs
On the
podcast.
show.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
will kill myself
We'll
with sandwiches.
If we get to 1,000 subs, we'll order 1,000 subs.
Yeah, we will bankrupt
and
ourselves.
we'll just have a podcast, a stream, a live
Yeah,
stream,
if
where we
we
eat them.
If we get 1,000 subs, maybe I'll resign from the Wicker and get an actual chair.
Let's not get
Yeah.
crazy.
Let's not get
We'll
crazy.
eat 1,000 sub sandwiches. He will still sit in a shitty chair.
And I don't get to
Sit-
eat any of
sit in
them.
that chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm probably the hungriest.
We need you to break that chair. We need you to just get so much mass so
Yeah.
that chair just broke, and then this chair breaks as well. I don't know how it'd be possible, but we'll make it happen.
Fat,
with 1,000
juicy, and
subs.
wet. That's what I'm all about.
Go follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on TikTok. I think that's still going on.
Yeah, it's
dude,
good.
we're
Trump
good.
saved
Yeah,
it.
we're
saved
good.
it, dumbass.
President Trump. Thank you, President Trump.
I quit my
saving
band. Needed
Tik-
their podcast platform.
It's the only one they had over 1,000 followers on. I mean,
the
can you
sleep
believe
token TikTok. It's
this? Can
great.
you believe this? They're pathetic. They need TikTok to survive.
Frankly,
Frankly,
it's gross.
not a great podcast.
Not a great podcast.
Classics month. Ooh,
Oasis,
disappointment.
34 views. Gross.
Ooh, yeah. Classics
Yikes.
month. They didn't. Rated R. I mean, not my favorite Queens of the Stone Age album. Anyway, that's not.
Yeah, let's just...
You're gonna keep making me do it.
Yeah.
Lullabies to Paralyze. I'm sorry, that's the last one. That is it. We'll move on
I
now.
prefer like clockwork.
Era Vulgaris. All right. Couldn't help myself.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done. Go subscribe on Patreon. $5. Lots of bonus content on there. Go check it out.
Tons.
And
A
thank
wealth.
you. Thank you for watching the show. It's I Quit My Band. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.